Nimrod's a hunter. He can skin, bone, joint, and gut just about any animal in minutes. And as for me, well, I like the eyes.
After returning home, Rose gives Lyta a breakdown of the day's dealings, including how she found Jed's location through her dreams. Hearing this, the newly expectant mother notes she's experienced something similar and shows Rose her baby bump. A pregnant Lyta tells the Vortex all about the meetings with her dead husband, Hector, and reveals they magically conceived a child. Rose is shocked to hear this and instantly realizes the barriers between the waking world and the dreaming realm are weakening. She confesses the strange events are her fault and tells Lyta about her identity and powers as a dream vortex. While the two friends try to process these new developments, Rose receives a call from the Corinthian, informing her of Jed's whereabouts. Masking his true intentions, the nightmare innocently claims to have rescued Jed and requests Rose picks him up at a distant hotel. Oblivious to his schemes, the caring sister is overjoyed by the news and instantly bids Lyta goodbye as she prepares to head for the hotel. On her way out, Rose runs into Gilbert and informs him of her brother's recovery. The kind old man offers her a ride, and together, the duo drives out of town to meet Jed. Meanwhile, at the hotel, the Corinthian takes Jed into the lobby, as many strange-looking guests dash around. Upon closer inspection, it is revealed that these guests are actually mass murderers, as the serial killer convention the Corinthian was invited to is currently held in the lodge. To avoid rousing suspicion, the criminals mask the event as a serial convention, with an unsuspecting Jed moving freely through the premises. While the Corinthian gets checked in, Jed waits by the corner and meets Funland, a notorious serial killer who only targets minors. Completely unaware of Funland's history, Jed makes friends with the criminal and only leaves when the Corinthian returns to check him into his room. Scared that the serial killers may kidnap Jed, the Corinthian asks the preteen to remain in his room, after which he heads for the convention as the event's main guest. Merely moments after the nightmare leaves, Jed sneaks out of his room and returns to the hotel halls. Back at the Airbnb, Lyta falls asleep and returns to a deceased Hector as the couple passionately make out. However, this doesn't last long, as a massive earthquake interrupts their blissful reunion. Surprisingly, the quake isn't an isolated event, as tremors spread across all the dreaming, even reaching Morpheus's palace as cracks emerge on his windows and floors. Taken aback by this, the Dream Lord consults Lucian for advice. The royal librarian notes the quakes are likely caused by Rose, citing her vortex powers as the only source strong enough to make such a large-scale impact on the dreaming. Grasping the threat this poses on his realm, Morpheus resolves to take action to save his kingdom. Back in the human world, Rose and Gilbert continue their journey to the hotel. On the ride there, Rose dozes off and meets Lyta outside her house in the dreaming. Her pregnant friend welcomes her and invites Rose inside to meet Hector. As the duo enters the building, they are shocked to find the Dream Lord waiting for them. Morpheus informs Rose, Lyta, and Hector of the recent damage incurred on the dreaming, and cites the group as the cause of the large-scale earthquakes. He explains Rose had distorted the boundaries between worlds, which is why Lyta and a deceased Hector can meet in the dreaming. Morpheus notes Hector is a ghost who doesn't belong in the living realm any longer. Hence, his continued presence in the dream world disrupts the balance and only intensifies the tremors. Devastated by the prospect of losing her husband a second time, Lyta refuses to accept Morpheus's explanation and asks him to leave. However, this triggers the Dream Lord, prompting him to violently turn Hector into bones and ashes right before Lyta. Angry at her for defying him, Morpheus also notes Lyta's baby was made in the dream realm. Hence, he declares the child his property and vows to take them from her someday. Rose is appalled by Morpheus's cruelty and moves to challenge him. However, before she can do this, the Lord of Dreams disappears to his palace with a flick of his hand. To his surprise, when Morpheus arrives at his chambers, he finds Rose waiting for him there. Enraged by how he treated Lyta, the dream vortex threatens to destroy his realm if he moves to hurt her friends. Before Morpheus can respond, Lyta jolts out of the dreaming and returns to the real world. When she wakes up, Rose discovers they've arrived at the hotel as Gilbert pulls into the parking lot. Entering the building, they move to join the convention and meet Funland, serving as the event's receptionist. The serial killer explains the convention is an exclusive event and turns the duo away. As they leave, a resourceful Rose secretly grabs 2 hall passes and gives one to Gilbert, allowing them to enter the convention and search for Jed. The duo splits up to cover more ground, with Gilbert surveying the event's seminar rooms. Previously believing it to be a surreal convention, Gilbert quickly notices something is amiss as the guests discuss murder and killing methods. Noticing the event is not what it seems, Gilbert searches the premises for Rose. While on the lookout, he spots the Corinthian and immediately recognizes him as an old acquaintance. Seeing the nightmare, Gilbert drops a message at the reception for Rose and quickly flees the scene. Surprisingly, the kind old man heads to the dreaming, revealing he isn't actually human, but the missing dream, Fiddler's Green. On his return, he informs Morpheus and Lucian that he spotted the Corinthian and urges them to go after him before he gets to Rose. Back at the hotel, the Corinthian and convention organizers discover an imposter has infiltrated the event. Together, they corner the impersonator in a secret room and brutally butcher him. While they do this, a wandering Jed enters the room and is horrified to witness the barbaric act as he swiftly flees the scene. The Corinthian notices Jed leave and tails him in hot pursuit. Dashing through the halls, Jed stumbles on Funland, with the serial killer pretending to help as he leads the preteen to his room. While Funland struggles to open his suite's doors, Rose appears and spots Jed down the hall. Overjoyed to be reunited, the 2 siblings race into each other's arms. However, a psychotic Funland moves toward the duo and breaks their hug as he tries pulling Jed away. Rose fights back and tugs at Jed, with the preteen managing to escape Funland's grasp as he delivers a heavy blow to his gut. The serial killer then immediately chases after the duo and eventually catches up to them when they reach a dead end. However, before Funland can pounce on them, the Corinthian appears and stabs him in the back, with the nightmare staring at the scared duo.
You